Hello everyone, and thank you for attending today's webinar, Accelerate Your Digital Transformation with 3 Intent-Driven Campus Networking Innovations. I would now like to turn the event over to Enterprise Campus Networking Product Marketing Manager of the Network Product Line at Huawei, Jason Ding.
So good afternoon and even good evening for Stand-Up region globally. Thank you for joining this webinar. And my name is Jason, being introduced by Hannah and working for Huawei as a product marketing manager for the campus networking solutions. So today I'm going to spend 40 to 45 minutes to introducing how your campus networking been evolving and what are the innovative technology could help you to build your digital campus. So when we starting talking about the campus networking, let's look at what a campus is. So traditionally, we see campus is an environment that a lot of people be working together. It's a space. It's a lot of buildings that we call a campus. But the definition of campus is changing in today's environment, especially we have those mobile devices. We have all the IoT things being connected. Actually, everywhere we're seeing is a campus. So we see a lot of vertical customers like in manufacturing, factory actually could be a campus. In retail industry, the retail stores actually went over the campus. And in our business offices and also in the healthcare, we see hospital, different buildings could be the campus. So campus is not only mean how you could be connecting to your office environment, connecting to your mobile devices. It also means how you could enable your digital businesses in those environments. So as one example, we have more than 180,000 employees around the globe. And we have more than 650 offices around the globe. So when we interview with IT manager of the Huawei, the CIO, they respond to us the most challenging pain point of seeing is there's a lot of the customer's issue or the employees the ticket to the IT manager, especially when we're having voice call, where we're having a lot of very important customer meetings. So how could you ensure the network is working properly to enable all my businesses at any time? And sometimes when even there's issue happens, how could you locate those issues, even fix those issues within a minute, not in hours, not days? So that kind of daily issues being happening. They're increasing the people to managing the network because the network itself has become more complicated. So, on the right-hand side, we see that's the data we put out from the Huawei IT management system that looking at in the last 3 months how the network system, how those network issues are, and we're seeing that there's a 60% of the network issues is causing by either by access network, which means most of our access network are using Wi-Fi technology, and the other hand, which is about another 30%, which is causing by applications. So when we see applications, it means how your application, the quality of services look like. When you're having a voice call, when you're having a WeChat with someone, when you have a video conferencing, when you uploading or downloading files through the cloud, how you those applications been running, how those quality services look like through your Wi-Fi network. So it looks like the major problem that's causing your network issue is coming from the Wi-Fi network, and there's a 40% which is from the wide network, your devices issues, and there's others. So let me give you a very quick poll questions to all those audience here today who joined this meeting. So I got 3 poll questions, and you could select the answers you think is reasonable for you. The first one, if you're the employee in your environment, how often you ticket to your corporate Wi-Fi network issues? Is that every week? Or is that every month? I just want to better understand how the global different enterprise, different customers are looking at these issues. And then we will give you some of the suggestions and answers to how you could better deliver a better performance to your network. So if you've done your survey, let me run the result. Okay. Yeah, they do have every month issues. There are 15% audience which is having every month issues, which is what we normally saying. But yeah, if there are 50%, you're really lucky. You get a really good Wi-Fi network being working with. So let me run the next survey question with your IT manager. I don't know how much IT manager we have here today in the webinar. If you're IT manager, you could starting for these questions. How percentage of network issues can be solved? I think there's not every network problem could be solved, but how percentage they are, we just get a little bit sense over there. Okay. Do we have answer yet? Okay, so I think there's no IT manager today, or there's a few IT manager you haven't given my answers. No worry, let's just move on to the next polling questions. So the third polling question is about how much of your overall troubleshooting during your normal spending. So I think based on the question number 3, I don't know if there's a few of you could have some sense when you are managing your network or operating your network, how long going to take to locating your problems of your network. All right, let's see the result. Okay, so there's 50% you're using, you having your answers, which is I think that's really good numbers we're saying here. And we're trying to solving your problem to shorten your time to delivering a better, quick way to identify the network issues. To then those 50% of people and going to move it to 25% people going to move to the using much less of time to diagnose the problems, deliver better user experiences. So here's a survey from the industry that we're saying those are typical network issues we're saying. Wi-Fi, definitely 50% of the problem coming from the Wi-Fi network, especially for the corporate when you're using Wi-Fi for mission critical businesses. And the second piece is about the network is getting more complicated, and there's a 20 to 30% of the network issues causing by man, causing by us, causing by IT manager. When you're fixing one issues, when you define new policy to your network, it may cause another problems. But the problems you may not know today, but it will appear in the future. The third one, when there's a new services being launched on, there's a new businesses give you the requirement to the IT manager. The question will be how faster you could enable those services, how faster you could enable a retail store, how faster you could enable a department when they are moving to your buildings. You define new policy, you define new network for them specifically. So it is about timing. It's always the best problems that the IT manager, especially the networking guy, is facing. Networking guy always say, oh, could you give me another 1 more week? I need to configure a lot of firewalls, configure a lot of the network switches, and even I need to test the Wi-Fi network, need to make that happen. But the business don't wait so much time for you. So let's look at how we seeing those problems by using the Intent-Driven CloudCampus Solution from Huawei. So first of all, let's just say, what is intent-driven? So basically, in the old world, in traditional network infrastructure, we build the infrastructure with a wide network, with a wireless network, and also you have a local network management system. If you have a different branch offices, if you have a different headquarters, you're going to build a different network management systems. It's very complex environment, and this policy didn't talk to each other. So we're trying to have a digital network above your physical infrastructures, and the digital network will going to mirror everything which is happening on your physical infrastructures. So we call that digital twin. We steal the ideas from the Industry 4.0, and the digital twin of your network infrastructure actually it knows every second what is happening on your network. And another way, which is we're using the cloud technology to bring, to manage all your campuses, all your branch offices in a single piece of glasses, in a single management system. And the management system could be living in your public cloud. So it is a story not only for, it is a technology not only for the small branches, but also for the middle-sized, even larger-sized enterprises to leveraging that technology. And on the top side, so we're seeing the network, especially the campus network, are using not only for office environments, but also enable a lot of digital businesses. Like in retail, they're using the campus network for connecting their electric labels and to automatically changing the price for different from the time being. And for the classroom, for the educations, they're connecting those things on the students. Then they can monitor the health status of each of the students when they're studying. So when the things, Internet of Things, impacting the network environments, and there's a lot of new business innovations and digital businesses happening. So how could your networking be talking with those different business applications? That's what we need to build at open platforms, building open API systems. Based on those open API, you're able to build an ecosystem around your network infrastructure. Then you're not only providing connectivities, but you're also providing data. You're providing very valuable data to the different vertical industry partners, and even for your business insight systems. So on the right-hand side, we're saying if you need those network infrastructure like that, you need those 3 layers infrastructures, you need a single one management system across your global, and you need an open infrastructure to enable all your digital businesses. You definitely need those 5 characters we're saying here to be more intelligent, to be more management and operated more simplified, and to providing a much more faster connectivity, whatever, to your users or to your things. And even you need a security to protect your infrastructure. When the threat even leaving your network, you need to using a minute or using a second to migrate those threats. So this is an overall picture about what is the Intent-Driven Cloud Campus. It expresses the future of your network going to look like, and also it connects where we are and how we're going to build that network in the future. So today I'm not going to move into a lot of technology details for the Intent-Driven Cloud Campus, but I would like to give you a really high-level overview of some of the major things we're done and to changing the network environment to deliver a better, simple way, to more intelligent way to manage and connect your users. The first thing we're going to talk about is about how could you enable your Wi-Fi network to be more smarter. So there's a lot of new innovation that happened on the Wi-Fi space, and especially how you're going to manage your air interfaces to be more smarter, for specific users or for specific applications. So we call that one of the innovation called SmartRadio with three technology that will make that happen. So in the middle side, we're going to talk about how you could leveraging your AI technology based on network telemetry data. When you have the real-time data from your network infrastructures, how could you leveraging those data to let the network to run themselves, to let the network to provide you the suggestions how you could fix your network, how many issues you have, and how could you just one click to fixing your network. And the third piece we're going to talk about, how could you make your network to be more automatically? How could you configure your network without CRI, without command line? So using Minute to enable a virtual network, it is a reality. It is a happen today. So let me very quickly to jump into the first one. We call that SmartRadio. There's 3 main technology we're solving different issues in the Wi-Fi network. The first one, let me check, is there, yes, there's animation is playing, which is good. So the first one we're going to solving is roaming issues. So when the mobile users are moving in your campus, the connectivity and also the application when you're roaming, you're using, when the roaming is happening, it's always need to be reconnected, because when the user signal goes down, then the user will be reconnected to another APs. So is there any way to make sure the user, when he is roaming, when he's mobiling in your campus, your application didn't goes down, the quality of service didn't drop? So we have the intelligent roaming system, which is when the user is moving in your campus, all the APs going to talk to each other and figure out which AP have a more channel is available for the users. So before the user signal goes dead, and the user will be switching to another AP which will have a better signal coverage. So the user will seamlessly have no sense how I've been remotely being changing to another AP, and my video and all the voice conference is still going very well. In the middle piece, we're saying is how you could just be more smartly to plan your network, especially for your working space or for stadiums, in the indoor location stadiums. So we're providing a technology called DFA, which is dynamic frequency adjustments. So when you deploy your AP in your environment, you have to plan the AP first. You have to figure out which AP is using 2.4 frequency, and which one is using 5 gigahertz frequency. But you always need to think about these problems or to plan those complex network environments, because there's some legacy infrastructure needs to be connected, like printers. They cannot be working on the 5G frequency. So by having those technology, we call it DFA, you don't have to care about all those things. You don't have to configure which AP working on 2.4 or which AP working on 5. The only thing you have to do is using our planning tool and deploy those AP where they are, and all those AP we're going to talk to each other, so figured out how I should leveraging the 2.4 to coverage my network areas, and meanwhile we're going to the best leveraging the 5G gigahertz to providing the performance for all those users being connecting to my environment. So by other words, we're just saying the network itself will calculate it themselves to best leveraging the 5G gigahertz to connecting all the users and things. And the less using the 2.4 gigahertz to connecting those legacy infrastructures, then your network going to meet a 30% capacity compared with the traditional way you manage and operate your network. And the most important thing is you're saving a lot of timing to planning and deploying your network. The third technology we're introducing here is we're seeing there's more and more video and voice conferences happening today in our campus network environments. And those are real-time applications. And real-time applications are facing critical issues. When there's an amount of people are using the same signals, are using the same network in your offices, how could you providing the same user experiences across the campus or across your offices? So the technology itself is a little bit complicated. I'm not going into the detail how we do the algorithm, but there's animation could demonstrate it, how we using the algorithm to dynamically changing the backup time of the video or the voice package loading to your APs. But by having this technology, I could say by compare with if you're not using the EDCA technology, or we call it intelligent EDCA, we've been innovated based on the industry standards with a new algorithm being added over there. There's a 15% per user experiences in your campus could be upgrading compared with if you didn't using this technology, especially for your video and for your voice communications. So all those technology being existing in today's shipping APs, if those shipping AP are 11AC Wave 2, or we're one of the modules which is supporting 11AC, which is industry. First, we're supporting 11AC AP. All right, so give you a little bit some of the animation, how it is going to look like, right? So in the office environment, on the left-hand side, there's people are moving, and by having the one of the smart antenna, and you're going to trace those users and when they're moving and deliver a better distance coverage and better signal coverage, and those building to indoor location smart antenna are one of the innovation we have in the industry. And the second one we're saying is stadiums, right? The Wi-Fi is building for different scenarios, and in the stadiums, we are the first one having the 3 antenna be building to 1 APs, and also providing a dedicated small angle direction antenna, which is covering only 1 very small spaces. So by leveraging those antenna, you're going to be more smarter to manage your Wi-Fi frequency, manage your Wi-Fi channels. So there's too many users in one space, right? So you have to make sure that each user have the same user experiences. So by having the antenna be built into 1 access point, you don't have to climb to the air twice to install your APs. So it also saving a lot of the manpower, saving a lot of operational cost when you're deploying these Wi-Fi network solutions. All right, the next one we're looking at the education scenarios. So education scenarios, there's a lot of new applications being enabled in the education space. For example, the VR application, even the AR, and more teachers are using the iPad to enable their students to communicate with the children, communicate with their teachers when they're doing the digital book or they're doing the digital work when they back to home. So how could you enable those multimedia applications being happened in real time in those classrooms? So we having one of the AP which are supporting the treble radio antenna, which is being built into 1 AP, and they're working in the same time. The 3 antenna are working at the same time, 2.4 and the 5G gigahertz antennas. So by having those 3 antennas working at the same time, but without, and also solving the problem, how to solving the interference within 1 AP. So we are enable more users being connecting to your education, to your classrooms. We're enable a better user experiences for each users. So in one of the use cases, in one of the customer we're saying, we're able to connect 120 students in one single AP. For each students are providing 4 megabit performance. So it used to be done for 2 APs in different classrooms, but we could make it happen in 1 AP and saving 50% CapEx cost for the schools. Here's for retail, for hotels. So in hotel, we're seeing a lot of rooms and a lot of blockers. Those blockers are blocking those Wi-Fi frequency or blocking the signals. It is really expensive way to deploy your Wi-Fi in your hotels. So we innovated one we called RU, which is only have the RF in your AP, and it is actually it's not AP, it's Intelligent Radio Unit. And those radio units will be installed in different rooms in your hotel. And we have 1 boxes. We have high performance AP, central AP will manage all those RU. You don't have to care about RU for your management perspective. You only manage 1 piece of the devices from the management perspective. So AP, central AP will be managed by the management systems you are seeing from the management consoles, and those RU are providing additional signals to coverage each rooms. And today we're also building the smart antenna into those RUs, and then it could providing even great user experiences for different hotel customers. And for retail and some of the industry, even the manufacturing, they're leveraging the IoT technology in your Wi-Fi network. Normally, you have to build two systems, one system for your IoT connectivities, another system for your Wi-Fi network. And today, we're building those two infrastructure into one boxes. So in one APs, they're including 3 slots, which are able to support the different types of IoT connectivities. So we have been requesting this feature by a lot of retail customers. It really solving their issues, how I could managing both my Wi-Fi network and also the Things network within one box without deploying 2 network infrastructures. Here's one of the examples in retail industry, which is happening in Europe actually. There's one of the biggest retail company in Germany, and they have a global store across the globe, and they're raising one question about, I have more than 10,000 stores in globally. I should manage those stores. I want to providing those things being connected, providing the Wi-Fi services to all those visitors when they shopping in our retail. How can I manage that network by leveraging the IT resources I have today? The second question will be, I don't want to use a public cloud to store my data to manage my network. Is there any way I could leveraging the cloud technology, but also I have the control of all my data from those stores? So that question raised to Huawei, and we provide a solution, which is we're using cloud management system, but the cloud management system could be installed in their private cloud. It doesn't have to be in your public cloud. And meanwhile, we're providing a unified Wi-Fi connectivities, both for your guest Wi-Fi connectivity, guest access, but also for your things being connected. So they're providing the electric labels to dynamically changing the pricing through the time being. So those labels will be through the RFID, they will be connecting to the IP that Huawei is providing, and it could be managed through the one systems. And then meanwhile, those labels need to be communicated with their external system, with their retail management systems. So we have the open API are communicating with their external system, the retail management pricing management system, so they could actually change the pricing dynamically. So which are saving a lot of a cost for those manpower who are daily working in those retail to changing those physical labels on pricing, but also saving a lot of cost for IT management system, for IT manager to manage their 10,000 retail across the globe. So this is one of the example how we could leveraging the cloud campus technology, cloud campus solution, with IoT built-in, with better Wi-Fi experiences, with a cloud management system, and also could be deployed in the private cloud, and also enable the open API to enable all those vertical applications that are enable one of the retail customers to enable their retail 4.0 innovations. All right, so here's when we talk about the Wi-Fi network, which is a big issue which is happening. So the second one we're raising, we remember the poll questions at the beginning, and also the survey from Huawei. There's a 30% of the problem causing by the Wi-Fi network, even more. So how could you fix those problems? Or how could you identify those issues before it happens? How could the system telling you there's issue might trigger poor user experiences? So we build the big database systems, which is CampusInsight, which is looking at every second of your network what is happening. So CampusInsight is leveraging one of the technology which is called telemetry, and telemetry is being supported by Huawei, all the switches and also all the APs. And the Huawei switch and an AP are going to report all the data in real time, not by minutes but by seconds. in seconds to report all those data, network status data, to the CampusInsight system. So CampusInsight look at a big databases, and we have building the artificial intelligence algorithm based on those databases. So we have defined more than 30 to 40 network issues, the typical network issues that are happening in your network environment. So by using the CampusInsight, the system will telling you if you have the network air interface issues, do you have the network connectivity issues, or do you have your voice or video performance issues. So I'm going to play a short video after this slide to give you a little bit sense what is CampusInsight looking like and how the magic is going to play to see all those user experiences. So before moving to the short video to give you a demo, I'm going to introduce on the right-hand side how we could do one of the advanced feature we call row cost identifications. So high frequency, high interference between different APs in your Wi-Fi network. High interference is one of the major issues is happening in your Wi-Fi network. The two AP, when they have same channels, then they will have the interference each other's. So when the user been connecting to those AP, they have been connected, but there's no performance. There's no data being transferred between for their applications. That we call it high interference. So traditional way, it's very hard to diagnose issues. The IT manager have to using their personal tools and to test their Wi-Fi network location by location and figure out which AP are talking to which AP. They have the same frequency coverage, and then we could adjust through the command line or through the wireless LAN AC. So today the situation is different because we're using the big data. We know where we have those issues when the user been connecting those AP and have a low frequency, low performance, and we know those two AP have the high interference issues. And where are those AP being located? So this is a predictive fault identifications. Then we, based on historical data, we're going to build a dynamic baseline. So baseline is based on the historical data. For example, your last 30 days, your frequency, your interference actually is happening, but not at such high rate. So the red line, the green line over here, which is demonstrating or telling you, the IT manager, today you have a different situations. Today, those two APs are not working each other. They cannot providing a connectivities, even the good user experiences in this space for this office environment. And that we call the issue. The issue is based on how normal the situation is and how abnormal situation is happening today. Then we will get a warning to the IT manager, and the system will give you some suggestions how you're going to fixing those problems by using manually. But further than using manual configuration to close the issue, we're providing one click to solving these problems. For the IT manager, you only click one button, and then the interference will be solved through the Agile controller, through the automatic fixing and the configurations, without typing one command line in your network. So this is a much more smarter way and saving time and saving operational cost for your IT environment. You could sitting in your office, in your IT manager's office, without leaving your chair and fixing the network issues and problems. So here's a quick demos. Here's a quick video going to play for you and how those CampusInsight are going to look like. Okay, so first of all, we're saying the screen here is about Wi-Fi connectivities. So we define 3 types of Wi-Fi issues. And the network could be playback. You could look at how the yesterday network looked like. And even more, we're going to looking at each user's experiences when the user been connecting to your network in the morning time, in the AM in the morning, And through the APM, you know how the user is going in your network. So this is a very short demonstration how the Campus Insight is going to look like. And if you're very interested about Campus Insight, leave your email, and we will have a sales specialist helping you to demonstrate this system for you. And Huawei ourselves is using the Campus Insight for a long time. We're starting the innovation 3 years ago with Huawei IT, and we've been using the system for more than 2 years. And by leveraging the data we're having, the system is getting more smarter and smarter because we've been training the system daily. So at the end of this year, so Campus Insight is going to manage all the Huawei campus, all the campuses across the global. So there's more than 67,000 AP will be managed through the Campus Insight system. So we are expecting to see more data will be trained. The system going to be more smarter, and then we could ship in the solution with some more intelligent, low-cost capabilities to enterprise customers. All right, at the beginning, we talked about how to quickly enable your new services. So VXLAN is traditionally being using as a technology being using for creating a data center network. But today, we're leveraging the VXLAN technology for the campus. So on the left-hand side, we see it is very complicated if you're needed to adding a new business unit in your networking environment. So you have to configure boxes by boxes to enable those services being, this new department being enabled because they have a different security policy, different access policies. So we are thinking that by leveraging the VXLAN technology, we're thinking the network in a different way. How about we building the network on the virtual layer? How about we have the physical network, and then we build a different virtual network for different user cases, for different business applications. So rather than talking about the technology, I'm going to play a very short video for you how the VXLAN will be created through a minute. By using a minute. So here's our VXLAN topology and architecture look like. So in VXLAN network, we have access layer, we have edge layer, and also we have a border layer. We're going to communicate with our routers, communicate with the gateways. So within the campus, first of all, you have to create a virtual fabric. Then at the virtual fabric in the edge, you have to define how the edge is being communicating with those access switches or access points. So we are the first, one of the vendors which is saving a lot of cost for the customers. We create the VXLAN topology, which is based on your edge network, not based on your access network. So actually, the edge will be more smartly communicating with your access network regarding the user authentications, even the policy being defined. So which means you don't have to replace all access network to enable the VXLAN capabilities because there's more access switches and access point being exist in your today's network environment. So only the core and migrate the edge switches need to be upgraded to a new hardware or to upgrade to the new softwares. Then you will have these capabilities which are saving a lot of cost compared with you have to replace a new network infrastructure to enable these services, to enable the VXLAN. So here's a very short demonstration and a screenshot for the Huawei VXLAN management systems. So it is all through the Agile controller system. It is an SDN-based systems. First of all, you have to define the name of the VXLAN, which department you're going to use, and how many users are going to use this VXLAN, how many subnet you're going to create. And then you can just select the physical location where those VXLAN will be existed. So you're choosing there's a building 1 and a building 2 going to be connecting or using the VXLAN. That's where the department exists. And you're going to choosing which switching ports going to be connecting those users, or those users are going to connect through which switching ports. And then you click confirm, the VXLAN network will be created. A new network will specifically for this department will be created. So that's very simple demonstration how you are simplify without using one command line to create a new network for your new businesses. And then the IT manager is starting to define policies for these users. So here's an example from the Thailand, from the education customers, higher education customers, who's using VXLAN technology to solving a different problems. So they have additional servers across their campus. The service utilization are different, vary by buildings. Some of the schools, they have a better percent of utilization, and some of the buildings, they only have a 20 to 30% of utilizations. So the IT manager from the campus, from the school, he's thinking, how could is there possible I create a VXLAN to cover across my campus, to connecting all those servers, and I deploy the VM across the campus. Then I could leveraging all the computing power across the campus, across the network. So we communicate with them and providing the VXLAN technology and to connecting all those servers by creating a purely VXLAN network across their campus. And then they could building the infrastructure, the server infrastructure, the virtual server infrastructure. In their network. They're saving a lot of timing they could better to leveraging their computing powers, and they are very quickly to enable their services in their new offices or their new applications in their campus. So this is a very good way to explaining how the benefit the customer could get from the VXLAN technology. I think we're going to, all the big camps are going to using their solutions. So we've been building the campus network not only with Huawei themselves, but also we are partner with vertical industry partners. We're focused on the manufacturing, education, government, retail, even the energy industry. We have a different layers openness to enable all those partners could leveraging the campus network, could leveraging the IoT, even the Wi-Fi technology to be more smarter to manage their things, manage their businesses. So at last, I would like to just give you a little bit sense how our business looks like in globally. So we actually are the global #2 player on the campus networking. So when you talk about the campus switches or you talk about wireless LAN. So we received a lot of industry award, and we're the close to the leader quadrant in the Magic Quadrant this year actually. And we have the beautiful design, the Wi-Fi APs, which are being awarded by the IF. With that, here's all the equipment, solution, software piece, and hardware we're providing to the market, and you can see all those information on our website. And finally, we're serving a lot of customers global, and in all those regions, we have our branch offices, we have sales are ready for you to talk with. And all those features we're talking about will be, some of them are shipping today, some of them are going to shipping very quickly at the end of this year. All right, Hannah, I think that's all I'm going to present today to all my audience. And I think we still have 12 minutes for the Q&A. Yes, some of the clients are asking the question about is CampusInsight is an advanced version of your network management system. Actually, our answer providing to customers are yes and no. So it do actually as a daily tools for IT manager to manage your network infrastructures. It also no, which means it is not a network topology management system. It is helping you to solving a problem which is you're never going to having those features in your network management systems. You never have those capabilities to looking into your network even 3 days ago or 30 days ago to looking at how one particular users are using your network, are leveraging your Wi-Fi network to communicate with someone else. So the CampusInsight is providing a really new way, a very new way to enable those IT manager to look at all your network data in a digital way. Then you could able to do the operation and management to be more proactively. So it collect those data in seconds, not by minutes. There's a lot of technology differences compared with traditional network management systems. It didn't provide you all the notice about what is happening on your network. It provides you the suggestions. It provides you the issues which is being calculated. Those issues are not being reported by the network. Those issues are being calculated by the AI systems. So when the AI system telling you there's issues, which means those issues are not being happened traditionally in your historical data, we don't have those issues, and today that happened. So it is always comparing with your network itself. So actually, the CampusInsight will learn how your network behavior, how your network being using daily. Then they could provide you some guidance and could solve your problems ahead of time.
That's great, thank you. We have a question here. What is the difference between Huawei Smart Antenna AP and other manufacturers?
So Huawei antenna technology is using dual band hybrid and a dual polarization overlay design, which is we're solving a problem when you have the two antenna working at the same frequency. Then you have to, sometimes it's going to interference each other within one AP. So Huawei Smart Antenna have a special design within one boxes, within one AP to best leveraging those two channels, but also not interference each other. So this is a physical design plus some algorithm that would be tested in the lab, and we could guarantee we could providing a better connectivity and a better users will be able to connect it through those APs.
It's like we've answered all of the questions that we have currently. Do you have any final remarks at all, Jason?
Yes, just well, back to the topic we're starting. How we seeing campus is changing. The campus is not only for working, for officing. The campus is more connected, enable your digital businesses. So by solving the problem of user network issues, or deliver better user experiences, and to saving a lot of cost on how to manually configure your network, and also to be more quickly to enable your services above your network is what Huawei Campus do. So Huawei Cloud Campus is one of the solutions are able to providing all those capabilities, enable those digital campus in near future.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Jason.
So,
I think that's a good ending for our webinar today. Thank you, Jason, for an insightful and comprehensive presentation today. Just for attending, and if you have any questions, please let us know.